Quote unquote prolific Dan here, lads! Exclamation point. With Insider Gaming reporting that the PlayStation 6 will launch with the slim / pro style removable modular disk drive and also a quote unquote slimmer simplified console design compared to PS5. It seems like Sony is focused on mitigating cost risks, which ties in with the various leaks about the APU compared to Magnus, which is the Xbox One. It's good news for physical media Luddites like myself, and should save John from an imminent paroxysm. However, a burning question remains. How would you like them to handle games that launch on their portable and the PS5 or PS6? Is it likely that only digital games will enable a floating license, or do you think they'll have some sort of system to allow physical games to be played on either? Or will people have to double dip? Now, this is an interesting question, John, which got me thinking about the whole strategy behind how games are going to release on a potential Sony handheld. Are they going to embrace the concept that you buy, let's say you buy the new Ratchet and Clank and it just works on all of your PlayStations where it's compatible? Or do you think it will be like a PSP/Vita situation where you may have to buy the same game twice? Now, the reason why that could possibly happen is if Sony is embracing or continuing to embrace the concept of hardware that is, where there's a certain amount of cost absorbed by Sony, that actually makes the concept that they may not get full, the full benefit of people buying games, if they have to split it between two systems. This is something that's what can I say? I think the expectation level in the current sort of atmosphere is that you would expect to buy one game that's playable on all systems, right? But it's tricky. What do you think there, John?
I'm going to say it's actually, so at first I was like, I'll just put an optical drive on the handheld. It's like UMD 2.0.
Nah.
It's back. No. In all seriousness, I think maybe we're overthinking this here, and that it'll simply be viewed in the same way as the digital PS5, PS6, whatever, right?
Right.
Like you buy this thing and it is what it is. It's the digital system. If you choose to buy the digital PlayStation console or the handheld, that's just, it is what it is, right? Mm-hmm. But if you want discs, there's a console that has the discs options, and I don't love that, but like I'm pretty sure that's, if it's compatible with cross software, it'll probably just be equivalent to buying the digital PS system.
Right. I mean, Sony did have certain games where you could buy and you'd get both versions, right? You'd get PS3 and PSP, but it wasn't sort of like mandated across all games, was it?
No, exactly. Man, it's really tricky. I mean, Sony went down this path with the PSP Go, but that was so long ago and things were so different back then, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not comparable situation now. And that ran specific PSP games when they were mostly only sold physically up until that point. No, I'm going to stick with what I said there. I really think it's just going to be, they're just going to treat it like they treat the digital PS5/PS6.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And expect that if you want to use software, you got to be using the digital stuff. I would love for them to make a solution for disc-based games, but I just don't see them doing that, especially now.
So do you think it is the case that, let's say you are going to buy the new Ratchet game, that it will be you buy it, it will run on your PlayStation 6 and it will run on your portable, and you won't need to pay more to play it on the board?
I don't know, but if I had to guess, I would say that's what they want to do.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like the expectation level in the market.
I really think if they don't do that, it's going to fail.
Yeah.
Right.
This is specifically the problem with Vita and everything during that time. And it's what Nintendo learned with the Switch. Like, one, dividing up your resources between two platforms sucks. It's too expensive. It doesn't work. Once games got to be, they reached a certain level of fidelity, like handheld development became similarly expensive to console development, and it just killed that whole split model. So I feel like they ultimately need to find a way to unify this. Otherwise, it's probably not going to work.
Yeah. And
I think that's exactly what they have planned. I mean, they're not looking at what the market's doing on Switch or anything else and saying, yeah, we need a separate platform. They want to have a system that works with the existing one.
Yeah. The other thing, of course, is that the architectural similarities will be very, very strong. So it will be like a downgraded version of the PlayStation 6 game, I'd imagine. That just kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Or the PS5 version. Alex, thoughts?
I think it's going to be a digital version that is like kind of like the Xbox, like transferable, but hopefully without the shenanigans of like I don't know. I think John has always kind of wanted the ability to more easily play Xbox One games on Xbox Series, because we've seen a couple of times where the PS4 version runs better on PS5.
Right.
It'll be interesting to see if you can force a game into handheld mode on the like a PS5 or something like that. Like with I think you will be able to with that eco setting. But yeah. I'm very curious, like John is, though, to see exactly how it turns out. But I think the thing will not be able to be like popular at all if you have to buy special versions of a game for it or something like that. It'll just be a digital license that is transferable.